sky was still, the night consumed. Your voice was there, but out of frame. A fading spark that spoke my name. I reached for light, it turned away and left me where the echoes stay. A hollow prayer, an empty sound, where lost souls sing. I am found. The fire's gone, but shadows stay, and faith just fades in shades of gray. The wind still hums your sacred lies, a truth that lives but never dies. The stars confess, the dark forgives, but no one knows if mercy lives. If grace returns, I won't believe. I've learned to love what cannot grieve. A hollow prayer, an empty sound, where lost souls sing. I am found. The cross still burns beneath the rain, and I am whole inside the pain. No voice we made.
And we are live, I think. I think we're good. I hope we're good. How we all doing? Howdy, Xavier. Good to see ya. Whew. Let's see. I like the merchant dock. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm sad that all this stuff is coming out, with me going, like, half insane from lack of sleep, but it's fine. I guess delirium is the best way for me to do work. Clearly, I need to make sure that I'm less healthy in my sleeping habits. Because I'm, like, pumping it out. Like, I just did a thing on the bats right now. I'm just like, why the hell am I doing a thing on the bats? Because I just kind of felt... I feel kind of stupid for not thinking about the fingerprint shield could have come from somewhere else, since there is any marks like that in the catacomb they're buried in. Yeah. It's very obvious. Like, one, the marks aren't like the three fingers when it's like has the frenzy flame stuff, which has always been a thing. But I was at least willing to entertain the idea that the grave is local. Because of, again, you know, tying into my original theory about the identity of the god who's buried and all that stuff, right? Now, unfortunately, we're back at square one on who the god is. So we're just gonna kind of have to, like, work our way around to figure all that out. Yeah, we're good here. Pretty sure we have the Shotwing one here. Hello there, sleep deprived. Why is there a chair? I don't know, you explained to me. Why is there a chair here? No, so, yeah, I threw a grenade in the Discord because, you know, I haven't done one of those in a while. This one, though, I'm actually taking seriously. This one I'm actually serious. Like, I think that's going to be my final conclusion. It's, I guess there's nothing like me being absolutely feeling like I want to die from lack of sleep that makes me go, you know what? I'm going to do my analysis for Glowmite Queen. I don't know what came over me, chat, but man, I've been a demon. It's been pretty wild. Oh. Sorry, just want to double check whatever. Okay, it's nothing important. Anyway, so the stuff on Glow My Queen, let's just say I had a realization. And as I had the realization, everything fell into place in terms of, well, one, how the Godskins are what they are. So serious, wearing a serious hat. Anyway, but the thing for me is that I do not care much for the whole Melina stuff, right? Like, that's the part of the lore that I have absolutely zero interest in. But I definitely feel that talking about anything else with the Glow My Queen and stuff, like how it actually, you know, how they're accomplishing what they did, right? Like, how did we get all this stuff with creating these Godskin apostles? How exactly did the fire monks and the Snake Rebellion thing end up kind of working out as the way it did, right? Like, it's actually kind of crazy how well it all fits together. I'm going to give Miyazaki full credit here. The introduction of Mesmer to help contextualize this definitely was useful evidence and stuff. Like, I would have definitely been one, if not for Mesmer, I definitely would have at least been wondering about the Snake Rebellion side. Like, I probably would have said, oh, you know, they, you know, maybe she just, like, kind of heard some stories and kind of reached out, right? But, like, the stuff we have with, like, you know, the introduction of you know, Mesmer into the discussion really sort of changes things. Uh-huh. Also, the stuff in between the Three Fingers door is definitely supposed to be tree sap, like the stuff sealing Langdale Homes. Are you sure? Are you sure, Xavier? Because it looked like more of the same stone stuff, right? Maybe it is supposed to be tree sap. I'm not gonna deny it, but I would like it if we could look at the code or something for that, at what that's supposed to be. If there's because if it's like the tree sap, it might be labeled as such in the. Ooh. In fact, I wonder if we can. Can we go there? Not in this character, I don't have it. Okay, maybe I can get away with this. What if I do this? Oh yes, I don't know why that happens. I guess because they expect that you would have your... Ah, damn it, no. No. I would need some sort of, like, cheat engine type ability to, like, clip through walls and crap. Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to do this. Let's try another character. I'm pretty sure about look again. Again, I was looking at the cutscene stuff and what we had in screenshots as my basis. But I will fully admit, I could have missed something. It's always possible. Oh yeah, we're already here. Cool. Poor Moog, yeah. He's gonna be walking into that goddamn. Oh boy, okay. There we go. Okay, cool. I actually haven't opened this. Yeah, this looks more like some of the melted stone stuff to me, but I'm willing to believe that it's sap. Right? Because this is clearly like the fingers stick out and they're like reaching and trying to, like, you know, pull themselves out of there, as we see, right? Because it's like a left hand, it does the left hand direction. If it was like, you know, as a lefty, you know, I'm trying to visualize, but like as a lefty, you like just stick your hand out and like, you know, try to claw. And of course, that's the direction you're going to go in. Yeah, because I think this is part of it too, right? Oh, let's just get a shot of that while we're at it. Has anyone done a song review of the Merchant's melody? I'd love to hear what people say about that, because it feels very, I don't know, wistful, if you ask me. You know, like this kind of bittersweet tune to me. So I'm kind of curious what professionals would say they'd pick up from it. There we go.
Candles drown in frozen air.
Unfortunately, we can't look at like the interior of this without this thing.
Walls of stone absorb my cry.
Personally, thinking the music's for the Frenzy Flame, not to calm themselves. As in, you think it's to rouse the Frenzy Flame? I don't think so. Because that was the goal. You want to have the merchants being non-hostile. Because they just want to kill you then, right? Because they just want to melt everything away. Like, if the point is to, like, summon forth the flame or, like, you know, conjure forth it. It plays in Midra's theme. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that necessarily tells you it's about like summoning. I think that's more because it's a motif. You hear that theme and you automatically think about the merchants and the Frenzy Flame. So yeah, I wouldn't say that really kind of like changes this.
Hands are trembling, chained in prayer.
Yeah, either way. And I think it might just be the stone and stuff, but if it turns out it actually is like just sap or whatever, that's fine too. Again, I just think, I don't know, like why would you even try to do it with sap? Like, especially, it just doesn't seem to make much sense to me. It makes more sense to me if it's just some more of like the melted rock, right? Which is why it's looks so kind of mushy, right? And then like it melts them away as soon as like we touch the doors and they start like heating up, because I assume the idea is like it's infused with some of that chaos power still. So I don't think it's sap. Supposedly the Erdtree isn't getting more of that. Again, I think it depends on what type of sap we're talking about. It's still a tree with roots and stuff, so I'm gonna be surprised if it has some physical substances. Don't we get resin? Yeah, we get resin from the roots and crap. So like, yeah, clearly it has stuff like that. Mostly what we're talking about when people talk about sap, I assume, is talking about the drops of gold, which is like more like, you know, magic liquid. Anyway. Oh, these guys click their tongue while they walk around. Oh, really? All right, let me turn off the gonna turn off the BGM for a second. Want to turn up the volume and listen to this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of clicking. I'm not sure if it's coming from the enemies. Like, it sounds like it... Yeah, very neat little detail. Okay, I think it's just like sometimes hearing like enemies that are like a floor below or something. It's just extra loud for some reason. Yeah. Because it sounds like I'm hearing them from like every which angle and direction. Summon Spirit also does it. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, it's just harder to isolate it when you have like a bunch of them. I'm like, because I would assume, because it only really makes sense to do it if you're like the blind man walking, right? But I'm like, God, it almost sounds like this random corpse or something is doing it. But no, I think it's just like one of these guys like down here, and it's like, it just sounds really weird because sometimes they sound really close, even though they're obviously not. So I think it's just the way the game does sound occlusion. All right, so that's cool. Yeah, looking at that. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm pretty sure. Ah, there we go. Our little virgins. I talk about those guys a bit too. There's several potential layers to that. Maybe even a combination of things. I'm impressed that it's not in here. Oh well. So we got this. So again, assuming I'm not crazy, chat, I assume I believe, as I understand it, this is the only lift we have for, I guess technically that's Volcano Manor, and this is obviously the only lift we would have here in this church, but I assume the same is true in Volcano Manor interiors or fancy places like this as well. I was actually doing Glow My Queen so soon. Like I said, I was delirious. I'm still delirious. You guys got to keep me alive long. Yeah, keep me awake. Honestly, it's both. Keep me awake long enough for so I could try to get myself back on a normal schedule. Ah, damn. Yeah. All right, we got some possibilities there. Because for Fire Monks, I'd probably want to get a shot of these guys. I'll be honest, I don't know when I would be mentioning these stupid slugs at any other point. Hey, Noddy. What the hell did I put a mark for? Huh, whatever. Yeah, I feel like I'm going crazy. Ah, there it is. It's that, of course, right. Mm-hmm. And this going up here. All normal. Nothing too crazy here. Actually, I do want to do... I always forget how this works. So let's go... Guest hall's probably the best place for it, right? All right, let's head over here. I completely forgot these guys are here. That's so funny to me. Man, that's a powerful glass. Not melting there. Yeah, I forgot how to get up there. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, this is for that guy. Do you think Volcano Manor was originally built by GQ, then renovated by Rykar, or nah? No, I stand by that. This is a farm colonist construction with the snake pagans. They're the ones who first established it here, and then anything else was additionally probably changed by the Erdtree Kingdom. Like, for example, I was actually talking about this in the Glow My Queen thing. I think this church was probably created for the purposes of spreading the Erdtree faith to the pagans originally. Because you have a small church here, right? Like, this is the church for the town, right? As it's called, the town church, right? So you already have this church. It already serves the similar function. It's on a high place, right? Overlooking everything, right? Like, very typical stuff we see in terms of these, medieval town constructions. The church is the most important place, right? And presumably the idea would be that this would have related back to their snake god and stuff and everything like that, right? But then you build this church, which is just across the bridge. Like, literally, they're across from each other. But this one's basically all by its lonesome, doing its own thing. And it gets this big fancy-ass bridge to really kind of emphasize how big and important it is. So I'm thinking that this was originally a church for the Erdtree. Again, going back to what I was... Oh, damn it. I can't do this right now because I think I pissed off a stupid-ass slug. You dumbass invertebrate. Alright. So again, back to what we were talking about earlier about why I was interested about these lifts. This is an Age of Plenty lift. It's not really, it's not necessarily strictly about the Age of Plenty, but, like, it's got the cornucopia stuff. Like, this is the thing you see in Lanedell. It's the fancy Lanedell cornucopia plenty type of thing, right? When you see these things, generally it's trying to indicate something really fancy involving abundance and things like that. I think you might see, like, one or two of these in the Hornsent stuff too, which is, again, pretty consistent with their thing as well, but... The point is like, this is, like, generally how the base game uses it. And yet here it is being used as, like, the fancy lever for this Gelmir church with all the snake stuff, right? Now, again, the statues themselves and things like that, that's not too crazy because, again, we see that that's just, like, a cultural iconography used, like, everywhere. And obviously, clearly, even when Rykard was doing Inquisition stuff, this wasn't such a big deal that they're, like, defacing these statues or anything. So this is just kind of like, just a neat little imagery. Just part of the culture. This was obviously added after Rykard, got eaten and started shedding and stuff like that, right? So we still got that. And then this, though, like little flowers and stuff like that, you could easily imagine this being like a kind of like Erdtree thing. Like, you could put it one of the America, like, idol statues here and it wouldn't be out of place. Try to tell people that they can live. Yeah, that would be the idea, right? Is like, okay, we're taking over all these farm colonists who refuse to submit to us. You're going to hand them over to us. Okay, please, thank you. We'll send them off to Stormvale. Now we're going to build this massive-ass church and start teaching the ways of the Erdtree to people. So that way you pagans can stop being pagan if you so want to, right? We're not going to be, like, too forceful or anything. We're just saying it'd be real cool and sweet and all if you convert. So I think that was the idea with this church originally. And I think what happened was I think the church was originally essentially converted into the Glowmite Queen's headquarters. I think this was where a lot of her operations were being done. And then, of course, it got changed back after the Glowmite Queen is killed and all that jazz, right? It gets turned back to its original purpose as an Erdtree church. And now that, you know, everything's gone into rebellion again, it's been perverted back into its roots as, like, you know, snake pagan shit. So that's what I think. That's what I think is going on there. I don't like doing it on this character because this character has all that stuff. So I'm always going to be paranoid about, like, how much the, just how much of the little embers in the air are getting in the way. Let's see now. Oh yeah, I didn't lift this either, which is cool with me. Let's actually go here so I can get a quick thing, because I don't remember if I took a shot of like the full church building. Kind of want to do that. I don't think you can close this door either, right? Like I don't think this door is closed when you first come here. I'm willing to be wrong, but I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's good. There you go. I think that gets across that. Obviously. Mr. Erdtree, you're not supposed to be getting in my way. It's okay. It's okay. The flames are gonna like disappear any minute now. And okay, this is fine. All right. There we go. Something like this. Perfect. I never burned the Erdtree, chat. Never happened. Don't know what you're talking about. If you can't see it, you can't question it. All right, now let's do what we were doing before. So Banished Knights built the mansion to live in. Yeah, well, that would be the, well, again, it's like it's not really just a manor, it's a castle manor, right? It's like what we see with like Inkaria Manor, it's like what we see with the fortified manor, right? Like BK, I guess they have a big thing where when they're living alongside people, they like to make their castles a little more homely. That seems to be the idea. And then people take them over and use them as like their own little places. So you got all these farm colonists. Let's go this way. There we go. Oh, I see. I see. That I thought that was one of the areas you could maybe get up for, but no, no, no. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't think there's a way to go back from where this is, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I don't think I can go back from here, unfortunately. Also, who the hell's bright idea was it to construct all this? Like, this is like a interesting corner to have all this here. I see a red Erdtree. You do not see a red Erdtree. I am. The red Erdtree is a myth. It's all America propaganda. There was never a red Erdtree. Come. Don't believe the sweet lies of the golden-haired wench. Believe the wonderful dulcet tones of our Serpent King, our Lord of Blasphemy. Ignore the title, he just likes to be a little edgy. He's a totally respectable man. Wait. Da-da. Yeah, shadows. Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm like, I don't see any shadows. Granted, I've never been in the presence of lava before, so maybe you don't get shadows when things are this bright. I don't know. Feels just kind of a little weird, you know? Like, not even on the wall. Also, Albinorks here cast magic downpour, so they're also Karian servants. Well, yeah. I would expect that. Like, again, when it comes to... I don't know if I've said this before, but my thoughts on all the Albinork sorcerer boys here is that Rykard brought them. They're like his entourage. Yeah, this is just the hole. Well, a surprising amount of this grass. I don't remember if there were any other items here. Or moss, I should say. I do find it funny how the stuff down there is all steamy and this manages to stay generally cool. Just kind of funny, you know? This might actually be a good... Because I think we're going to want some shots of this right here. Something like that. There we go. Nice little shot there. I'll be honest, I'm really liking this. This lighting is, it's acceptable. There we go. Caves do be funny, I guess so. Why is the tree on fire? No, Nardi! Ignore me! Pay no attention to the tree I may or may not have burned. To get a little bit more shots on Farum Azula, even though I still have not covered it. The Ancient Dragon War, it needed it. I really want to be anal. I could be like, oh look, black gems. It is cool that Glowmite Queen stuff uses obsidian, though. I will say that. I was like, oh, volcanic glass. Yeah, that makes sense. I mentioned that the swaddling cloth is made of demigod baby skin. I don't know, because I don't know how big the swaddling cloth is actually supposed to be. Nothing over here. Yeah, I think we're good. Mm-hmm. This one's one of those where it's like, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna get a good shot of you because you've been screwed over by the fog walls. The cow! It's funny to me how they have both cow skeletons and horse, and they like default to horse like 99% of the time. Unfortunate. All right, I'm gonna turn the BG off. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna get a better BGM. I'm not crazy about this one we're listening to. This one though, this one slaps. I love this one. You know me. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. There we go. All right. Can you disable fog walls? Not on this one without cheat engine. Again, I'm sure Elden Ring has a cheat engine mod. It's just I haven't used it. All right, so let's get ourselves out of here. I didn't see any metal braids, no. Nope, no braids. It's just a little like veil. Almost like a chainmail veil, yeah. With a nice little crown with like a band thing on it. Anyway. Moving on. That's for the temple. I don't remember if we killed Rykard or not. I want to say we didn't, but they're chubby baby. Again, the problem with Godskins is that all the faces look screwed up. Like, have you seen like the Godskin Noblehood? Okay, yeah, I haven't killed him yet. Have you seen the Godskin Noblehood and stuff? Like, it's really... Well, I like how it's funny how like you start the boss fight actually having Rykard technically staring at you. Makes you wonder if that's how the snake immediately knows we're there. They think they're so clever trying to make his head look as nondescript as possible. They like, man, they really charred it. I think they flattened it a little too. I don't remember it being this flat. Yeah, I definitely think it's the same inspiration as the bat ones. I recognize a similarity as well. What's a good option? Runestream press. Actually, you know what? I want to double check here because I remember thinking something. I'm like, is this actually true or is this like a false memory of mine? I remember there being a lot. I could be crazy. I remember there being a lot of the bat ladies here. Now this is the direction we want to go. Okay, yeah, bat lady, bat lady. Bat lady. Bat lady. Bat lady. Yeah, it's like I remember there being like a huge number of them. Huh. Riker gets more sleep than Loki. Yeah, he does. Uh-huh. God, listen to idle noises, man. I mean, honestly, kind of creepier than when I actually fight you. You know, now that I think about it, these ladies don't sing that much, do they? Like, how often do you find them singing? Like 2, 3 times, maybe? Like, it's really not as common as you think. Also, who let the demi-humans have the fire pots? Like, listen, guys, I know, it's getting ridiculous. I understand. The rot is a little out of control. That doesn't mean you give random demi-humans all of your explosives. Like, this is how we end up in World War III. Demi-human accidentally happens to toss one over into, like, I don't know, Bar Missoula, and then suddenly Ancient Dragon War 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, I know where the crown one is. I was just trying to check over this first. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of singers now that I think about it. Because I always have it in my mind, like, you know, there's a lot more of those. Anyway, let's go here. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, it feels very similar. Like, it's not the exact same style that they're going for, right? Like, there's not, like, the band at the back to hold it. It's more of, like, a proper, like, headpiece you wear. Uh-huh. Interesting with their eyeballs. It's, like, gold, but blue. Uh-huh. Shaw mentioned they style their hair. Demi-humans are generally peaceful. God, there's so many jokes I can make of that. Let's just do the low-hanging fruit one. Mostly peaceful. It's a mostly peaceful demi-human raid, okay? Let's just have a sliver of their iris gilded. Oh. I know you can also hear it. I think it's in Weeping Peninsula. I might be crazy. I'm pretty sure Weeping Peninsula also has this. Demi-human assassins killed Radon. Yeah, just accidentally drop it on the Wailing Dunes. It hits Radon on the head and he dies. Yeah, it's like... Uh-huh. There we go. I also say when I was actually taking a look at the Latin lyrics and stuff like that, I had to just say I was like, these translations I'm not impressed by. And it's not so much because I'm sure the Latin itself is like fine, but I'm like, I know Japanese. I'm looking at these. I'm looking at like the dictionary definition of some of these. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what word this was translated. Like, I know exactly what this is trying to say. It's kind of funny because the same thing happened with Bloodborne with the Latin stuff there, where it's like, oh, I listen, I know this phraseology. You just have a graphic of all eye textures in your notes. Honestly, I should just because it would be useful in case it's ever really that relevant. But if it's like you say, it's like at least most of them have like at least a sliver of it, I'm willing to just say, okay, that's enough for me. Like, I'm not gonna look too deeply into it then. Oh. Yeah, and there's like more bats over here, but I don't think there's like the ladies here. I don't think there's any of these in Limgrave proper. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's just normal bats over here. Yeah, I can't really think of any. Seems like a siren song in the context of the meeting that guy. I think it's more so like supposed to be some kind of like grace before Beal. I think that's probably the idea. You know, like kind of like, you know, like, you know, oh, it's like, you know, kind of being like, oh Lord, you know, oh Lord, thank you for this wonderful food. We're going to now respectfully eat it. You know, like kind of like an ode to the life or whatever. There's a formation of bats and some rocks in a high plate grave. You know, now that I think about it, I do think in High Road Cave, we might have some of these bats. Because I remember there being regular bats. I don't remember though if we get the... I need to stop doing this. We're gonna have to have another farming stream otherwise. There we go. We got wolves. Ah! I was like, I got lucky the first time. I'll make it down somehow. Spoiler, I did in fact make it down. Alright, this one, they do the exact right illusion to make you to accidentally kind of run yourself off like an idiot. Woo! Man, sucks to be you, huh, Mr. Kaiden? Ow. Man, I really didn't pick up a lot of crap, did I? Again, it's funny to me how there's more fire grease in Godric's territory than in Radahn's. It's like, wow, they really got the... They really took that information they got for free from the visiting armorer and just kind of like went to town with it. Now, there's regular bats. I'm not seeing our bats, though. There we go. I had to make sure I wasn't like seeing things. All right. Yeah, it's all... Woo! Not working out so well. Where's it? This guy might be alive. All right. Yeah, and then we get to here. I'm actually kind of curious if we... of course. All right, that's clever of them. I will give them that. Yeah, they really make it. Thank you, Lord, and curse that one woman. No love for America. Oh. Yeah, surprisingly, a lot more... Yeah, I never realized how how many blocks and stuff they have for this thing. And then there's the bats. Yeah, not as crazy vertical as you'd think. Neat. Anyway, yeah, so it's not there. I don't think there's any of the bats. You got a few of them here in Leaping Peninsula. You got a bunch of them here in Caelid. Again, I mentioned the idea with Caelid is like we need to get as far away from this crazy woman over here as possible. So they just kind of flew over here. Got a few of them are like, nah, fam, that's ain't far enough. Then you got the others who are just kind of like, I'm sure it'll be fine. I just need to get off the plateau. It's got like the 2 there. Actually 3. I'm sure there are bats somewhere around here. Like I have to imagine that there are corners for bats. Cause like, aren't they like around Rhodes End Catacomb? Mm-hmm. There's like a few bats here. I assume that the bats coming out at night don't change anything. That's always either the women are part of the group or they're not. I don't think they'll show up at night versus day. Okay, there is one. We were intended to be mothers. Intended for motherhood. Made ugly. We cry out and weep, but no one consoles us. Oh, Golden One, what enrages you so? I think it's in southern Limgrave. There's a bunch of large rocks, kind of like the ones on the cliff path from Limgrave to Liurnia. Among the rocks is a single bed. Okay. Then we can check back there, just so I can confirm. Speaking of... All right, let's see what we can do here. Well, first I should probably do this, yeah. Okay. That looks good. There we go. What's the deal with the bats? They're bats. The women are probably actual women who got turned into bats by the Crucible. Bats are cool. Yeah, I agree with that. Bats are cool. Do not disrespect the bats. Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah. All right, so that's covered. All right, South Limgrave, huh? I really don't remember any, but it's just the one or something, maybe. You're not here. Nope, but all demi-humans here. That I remember. Hey, Nick. Yeah, there's something, you know, I think From does a good job of implementing moments, you know. I really say that's probably one of their expertise. Just little diegetic moments like that make you just go, huh. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Stillwater Cave and Forfeit. Yeah, that I'm not. The Stillwater Cave, I'm a little. Oh no, Stillwater Cave would be down here. Fort Faroth, yeah, that's consistent. We have Fort Faroth stuff. There's a bunch of bats singing there with the other ones. Around here, though, I don't think there's any in Limgrave. I think Limgrave is tapped out of bats. At least Batwomen. I was thinking maybe at Summonwater Village, but I feel like I'm just misremembering that. Because I feel like I would have a stronger memory if there was, like, Batwoman just kind of sitting about here. Which is what I vaguely recall. And that could easily be a false memory of some other place. Right, like... Yeah, I'm not seeing any bats around here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's Gale Tunnel. Now Stillwater Cave. I don't remember if we have a lot of, old woman bats here. Oh, I can't. I'm gonna have to force myself back out of here, so... Yeah, we have normal bats. Oh, no, yeah, there's one of them here. She's just kind of chilling. Oh my god, really? Really? Alright. You know what? Screw it. This is an easy enough dungeon to get to. Make my life easier. Hey, madam. Hey, Rebecca. Welcome to the chat. And to the stream, I suppose. All right, now, where are we going from here? Woo! Why are you so fast? ×5 speed. It's a beautiful little thing. Makes getting around to take screenshots that much easier. There we go. Beautiful. Oh. All right. Oh my. Oh my. Those beady little eyes, you know? Ah. Right. Lol. There we go. All right, there we go. Now, before I get poisoned to death. All right, so there is, in fact, one of them in here. Woo. Got some normal bats here. Yeah, and then everything here is like puppets and stuff, so. All right, so all those marionettes to put aside. We got none of them up here. We got none of them over here. Yeah, there's a lot fewer of these bat ladies than I thought. Like, really, the majority of them really are, like, kind of concentrated there. They make up, like, half the entire bat lady population. And even fewer of the, really noticeable bats. Wait, I thought there was another one of these crowned ones around here. Am I crazy? Is there really only the one? Woo! There's something profoundly terrifying about the idea that the Crucible can induce a sort of semi-immediate and drastic evolution or genetic mutation on all that it touches. Yeah, I do find that idea of, like, you know, them trying to handle the, like, you know, this kind of, like... Because we have to keep in mind, like, for them, like, this Erd tree just kind of popped up one day. And we have to imagine within the matter of, what, months, maybe? Depends on how long it takes for Marika to have Hoarah gather for her an army and like organize and all that stuff, right? Like, you have to imagine, like, all that has to get done. And then, like, they show up and conquer it all, which, what will that take? Days, weeks, maybe months, depending on how long the siege it would take for the Sun Capital. Like, I'm just saying, like, they've had, like, maybe a year at most of spending time with this weird, mysterious thing. Then probably are just kind of like being like, YOLO. I mean, what else are we going to do in our current situation? So, like, they didn't really have a whole lot of knowledge about this thing, right? It's not like some long-standing part of their culture. It's like this practically, like, eldritch entity that sort of just suddenly appeared in their backyard. I saw someone report there's another singing bat on the cliff ledges to the east of Fort Faroth. So just east of Fort Faroth is what you're saying. Well, there's not a lot of room to go east, so it has to be either down the cliff. If it's down the cliff edges, I guess. Like something down here. Like, there's the only place I can think of. Oh, wait, no, I think I see it. I think I see it. Let's go this way. Oh, yeah, it's over here. It's not even down that far. Like, you can easily navigate this. Cool. Yeah, okay, so there's a crown one. I'm not crazy. Like, I could have swore there's another crown one. I don't think that they're, like... There's only one. I could have swore there were 2 or 3. Yeah, then you got normal bats over here. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate. We could have gotten a really cool shot here, but no. Unfortunately, From Software just didn't think of it. Yeah, it's on one of the ancient ruins. It's right here. Actually, let's go back to the Rune Strip Precipice, because there is actually... I actually do want to get a shot of this. Wonder if it's relevant that she's facing wailing dudes. I don't think so. I think they're just kind of sightseeing. Like maybe the idea is like getting a good look at like what Radahn's doing, because he's the only thing of like note happening down there. But like, I don't think it's that significant what they're trying to go for. Don't mind me. Oh my god, you stupid heavy-ass bird thing. Get off. You freaking harpy. There. Just be happy I'm not going to try to push you all the way over there. Piece of crap. Or said I thought that was an item. Alright. I don't want to deal with any distractions here. Literally a harpy. Right. Something like that. She doing kung fu. There, something like that. There we go. There we go. those did you bring with you, lady? Enemies don't have item limit, but I do. Well. Loki, how do you take your steak? I like a medium rare. I like my steak medium rare. Bit seared though on both sides. Make sure there's a little bit of a crunch. That's how I like to cook mine. You gotta make sure you got that juiciness on the inside, you know? But not too much, obviously. You don't want to, like, get yourself sick. She go in stone with both legs. Well, sucks for her. I'm not letting her show off that trick. All right, so I got that. Cool. What else did we do? Oh, you know what? I want to go to Caelid. My tower. My tower. I still find it hilarious to think someone was like, you know what? I need to install a door. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the only time we ever have one of these things where there is, in fact, a perfectly door frame sized space. Also, a perfect space for ladders. All right, let's woo. I don't remember if I mentioned. I don't think I mentioned Radahn folks going into the Caelid Divine Tower. I also don't remember if I had Glowmite Queen in mind for why I didn't, or if I was just like, ah, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. I have to wonder if this is sort of like star, I don't know, waste, I guess would be the word. You know, kind of how like gold has its shadow, right? With the Elden Ring. If stars have that too, where there's like the light and then there's the dark. It's a duality. It's a yin and a yang. However that goes. I just realized too, there are buttons for a lit system that was obviously installed. These buttons make no sense. Like, let's be honest, it's always been kind of silly how, yeah, God, it doesn't even have a texture on the button. Like, it's always been silly how it's like, oh yeah, I just press this button here and somehow that's gonna make that winch up there go up. It's like, you know, you just kind of like wave it, but it's like, come on. Yeah, I think this has to be my least favorite, like, implementation that they do in this game of any area. Yeah, it's more noticeable usually when enemies actually do attack each other. All right, I think I have to make my way over still. The problem is, I don't remember how. Was this it? Just making sure there's not anything else. Nope, just a dead end. Just a dead end to make my life miserable. Hey, mister, we could go play Ring Around the Rosie here. How you feel about that? This poor guy. He didn't ask for this, chat. He didn't ask for this. I forget, is this the tower where Radahn's Great Rune is kept? I want to say it is, right? Like it's actually here? It's not another, yeah, there's no other tower it could be, so. Oh, God, it's still funny. Funny how silly it all is. All right. So that goes up there for the shortcut. Oh. Rune Arc. Yeah, that's for the other one. Okay. Oh. Okay, sure. There we are. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. All right. Maybe they were very respectful to the culture with their renovations. Did you think of that, Loki? Ah, yes, Marika. Marika and her kingdom. Expertly known to be incredibly respectful of other cultures. Why did I think of that? I'll only make sure there's no item or something up here. Goodbye, Jeffrey. Man, the way my ass wiggles up that freaking ladder, chat. I've never even noticed before. Also, the amount of splinters I just put on my hands, I hope you appreciate me, chat. I just basically gave myself, like, tetanus 10 times over. Tetanus. Alright, we ready? Well. It's kind of cool how there's like this shining star thing for the button, though, at least. You know, just kind of reinforcing the whole meteorite star. You know, just the general, like, vibe. I don't care about opening the door regardless. I don't want to test it. Just in case I ever want to get a shot like that in the future. I use this shot when I'm like, ah, yes, the noble, the noblest of traitors. Yeah, they say it's black iron. I'll be honest. I think somebody should have told the art team it's supposed to still be black iron, because they definitely changed it to like a white iron. They definitely did that. It's like that ain't the same. That ain't the same metal for the other set, Miyazaki. I'm sorry to tell you. There we go. Yeah, this is why when you guys talk about like baby stuff or whatever, I'm like, ah, yes, truly. The proportions of demigod skin is truly very informative. Most useful indeed. It's all a little silly. Although I want to know, what part of you did you decide was going to end up being the shoes, you know? I would be like, gee, I wonder if their necks are supposed to indicate how they're snake-like, but then I'm like, nah, we have like a billion like long-ass necks in this game. Like, that's not a good criteria to work around. Everyone's part snake at that point. Yeah, I've done the item icon comparison, Xavier. That's what I'm saying. Like, you look at it, you're like, ah, okay, so that's the black iron for the fire monk. Then you look at black flame, you're like, oh, that's no longer the black iron. That's a different kind of iron. Maybe it's the gray iron or the ash iron, but it sure as hell ain't the black iron. Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, this whole ass tower. Lol. Is it actually on fire? I can't tell looking at it. I think it is. At the very least, it's got like embers in the texture. So I think that's supposed to be it on fire. Neat. Anyway. Anything happen if I do this? Nope. All right, something like this. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not symmetrical. There we go. The only one with golden eyes on the skin faces is the nobles. I would not be too shocked. Let's I think the guy up here is still alive, so that needs to be a good, because this would be better lighting than when we're looking at the apostle down here. Actually has windmills and stuff in there. That's cool. Yeah, those eyeballs are black. The black is the black. This one you can still see a little bit of the gold. The gold's still on this one. I think... Do they have any more faces? I don't think so. Oh, that's the foot. Okay, we don't care about that. This guy's got the golden eyes himself. Okay, no, I can see a bit of the yellow. It's really hard to see though. Like it's very obvious. It's very obviously supposed to be subtle here. Yeah, you can just see a little bit. The one on the back, it's a lot easier. I think because they give you more room to really see the eyes. And did that obsidian looking a little more purple up here. Great, I think obsidian also looks kind of purple under certain light, so. I feel like I'm gonna have to check out Slosky or what she's put out, because I'm pretty sure I'm sure Godskins have been like had their models all shown, because it's really obnoxious to get shots in game of what they look like. Yeah, their armor is a lot less high quality compared to their eye models up here. All the jewelry on the lava whip snake has purple gems. Oh, that's actually interesting, because that could be obsidian too, would be the concept. Because they do it for the Godslayer seal and stuff like that. I'm not too enthused about having the windmill in the background here, but again, if I'm not going to be using any models or stuff for it, I think this will be fine. If you look at the player version of the Godskin Pillar, you can see a woman engraved on the handles. Yeah, sure as hell ain't obvious looking at this from what I can tell. Little details like that, I wouldn't be surprised. It's under the silver spiral. So like something like here. I guess it's supposed to be whatever that is, but like, yeah, it's definitely not the best quality. And like I said, if everyone else didn't have these long necks, I'd be like, you know, that's kind of notable. But it's like, damn, like every citizen of the lands between just got that long neck. There we go. I'm still iffy if there's something weird with the commoners. What with the long necks? Like, I swear, those guys, they must be part giraffe. Someone explained to me the magic ritual there. Different take on skinwalkers. Oh god. More skinwalker lore in the year of our Lord 2025. Soon to be 2026. Also, I realized I forget which character it was on. I think it was you. But I realized I thought there were more of these platforms than there are. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I crazy? I think these are all of them in the entire game. I'm like, wow. There really ain't that many. Fun detail that's also supposed to see is that around the fire monk candlestick is a bunch of cute miniature fire monks. The fire monk candlestick? I do not remember there being a candlestick. Oh, you mean the weapon candlestick? Ah, oh, okay. So the what's his name? Birak, Irak, whatever it was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like there aren't that many. It's just kind of crazy. All right. All right, 1 second, chat. No, okay, never mind. I found a single person claiming that there's a singing bat in the capital outskirts near the Gargoyle and Market. Good way to look. So we got one actually here. I may have to go further. Because if it exists, it has to be around here, right? I guess. The celebrant weapons, huh, Nick? What about them specifically got you? Just how, like, detailed they went with the whole bones making stuff and all that? Oh, we do have, in fact, a bat. We have a bat lady. She's not singing, but she sure as hell ain't singing. There we go. The harvest your rune effects, I'd imagine. Ah, that could do it too. Just kind of chilling. Oh yes, I'm not sure if I'm really happy with them circling like that. Let's do something like this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Yeah, for me, when it came to Dominula, I just found the whole cannibalism thing in general interesting from them. Oh. What the hell's going on here? There we go. I accidentally hit the screenshot button and it worked, I guess. You ruined my shot! Whatever. It's fine. We got the ones. Alright. Yeah, all BK equipment here. Nothing new there. As I talked about in Godric. No more God. Uh-huh. Of course, you found the cannibalism interesting. What can I say? What can I say? I love me some man-eaters. I always like to understand what's going through their sick minds. Yeah, I see what you mean, Nick. It's definitely one of those things where you can tell, like, why is this here on Altus, right? Like, why do we have random cannibal village up here on the north on, like, holy, golden, orthodox religion land, right? Holy land, as it were, you could say. Like, if this is our Jerusalem, why the hell do we got, I don't know, Sodom and Gomorrah all the way over there? definitely stands out.
Is someone there? A customer? Well, how long has it been?
Ballista! Nothing. It's, oh god, you found festering bloody fingers. You're telling me that there are Moog people in this area? No way. No way, man. And this is like Dominula, because prophets and stuff. Interesting. Well.
Something?
Yellow and green feathers, kind of neat combo. Felt deliberate to me. Yeah, again, I think as I'm working through this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I am liking like the cultural layers to the history and stuff. It's one of the things I think I find most enjoyable about Elden Ring is because they use the open world to really kind of talk about like kind of, you know, all the complex little nuances to like history and conquest and assimilation and all that. The prophecy stuff, I'll be honest, I have zero inclination to go after that anytime soon. Mostly because that goes so deep into the cosmology, because like, okay, we have people having visions, who are giving them visions, why do they have visions, where do the visions come from, what are the purpose of the visions, who's involved in the visions, right? Like, I do not feel equipped to answer those types of questions. So it would mostly just be being like, yeah, they had visions, and they came here. And maybe they did or did not try to actually fulfill those visions. I'm trying to think if there's any like major reason for why the bridge would collapse beyond just structural degradation or the conflicts with like the retreats of all the armies or stuff like. Yeah, I think that's just it. I think that's supposed to be the idea, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Don't mind me. That's all well and good, but can you like, yeah, thank you. I love ya, toodles. All right. Okay. Death retaining the ground. The problem is we don't see any evidence of really death retaining the ground or anything like that, so. I'm willing to believe that all the infected slugs and stuff are slugs from Capital Outskirts, that they finished the cleanup on this side because there wasn't that much fighting, right? Like all the fighting was concentrated here. This was mostly the escape side, right? And then like when they were coming through with the cart or whatever, the bridge breaks. We have the crashes. You know, the slugs naturally they're like, we're not, you know, they're like rats, you know, they're gonna get off, they're gonna go and do their thing, right? And they're multiplying and they're bringing with them all the worms, and they're bringing worms multiplying with all the death blight stuff, and then, you know, suddenly bada bing bada boom. Chat lag is so weird. I tapped that like 10 minutes ago. Oh, really? Yeah, I think it'd be better if I was actually on this side. Also, fun fact, the worm face slug spit slows you as opposed to the normals. The normal spittle. Like, I'll be honest, I don't get attacked by slugs that often. So I don't remember what they normally do. Or if they do anything. The normals don't, But like, is it unique, like, slow effect, or is it just kind of like, you're just slower for a bit? You got like the bubbles. Because I think crabs used to do that in Dark Souls 3. They had something similar with the bubble stuff. Or was that just like a fat roll debuff? I don't remember. I admit, I don't remember. Man, always curious why they decide to use certain flowers or something. Like, what is this, like the Godoful flower or something? God, please don't. I really don't want to go hunting around looking for this specific goddamn flower to be like, oh, Godoful was here. Please, I'm begging you. We already went through this with the red and blue flowers. Ooh, perfume bottle. That'd be worth bringing up. I think I want to add that detail in Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the stuff I have for this already in Godric. Right, because this doesn't use the Langdell things, obviously, right? You have this corpse with the perfume bottle, so that's worth putting in. Yeah, Lyridomite Erdtrees have that silver grass thing going for them. They killed some priests. Yeah. You know, I might save that for actually a shattering, because I think we'll save the Godric thing as like a separate whatever. Because I think what I would want to focus on is the suicidal empathy for the omen that we see. And for corruption in general. Because we see the same thing with like the priests who basically turn traitor with the pagans there. So yeah, that would be something. Yeah, because shattering would basically be like, I still don't know where Marika's shattering the Elden Ring part would come in. Like, would that go under Night of the Black Knives, or would that go under the shattering itself? I mean, I guess it would have to go under the shattering, just because it's such a seminal event that decides, like, you know, everything kind of descends from there. I think I would have to focus on that. And yeah, then I would have to get into the whole Morgott and the Alliance. Then we would probably talk about an overview of First Defense of Langdell, like very, like kind of just generic stuff, like what we see in the cinematic with like siege engines and all that jazz. And then, of course, the defense that Lane-Del does from the perfumer side, because that would be a huge focus, is what the perfumers would be doing. I still have that document on all my data for Dupre perfumers, which I've never been able to come out with because, yeah, it's not relevant. Dupre perfumers aren't relevant to anything. Let's go. But yeah, like we have these things with the perfume, poison, bioweapons they do. Which, by the way, I find it so funny because in the cinematic, like, Godrick's guys just don't care. They're just like walking right by these. These things are like dipping out like obviously poisonous freaking aromas or something. And they're just like, nah, you know, mustard gas, I don't care. My Chad King Godrick ordered me to go march on this gate. Good to see not everyone is like the other height. Well, yeah, that's sort of the point, is like you have these priests and you know, they take either the position of, hey, we want to figure out how we can fix you, right? It's that very, you know, like, I can fix him. And the other one's kind of like, no, you can't. Let's just put him out of his misery. He'll thank us for it. And that's like the Rolo camp, right? And the point is that you got the priests who are like, got this suicidal empathy going for them, who are like, you know, I'm gonna, like, you know, just throw myself here in some dangerous situation that would probably get me killed. Or, you know, I'm going to go and try to defect, and, you know, I'm gonna be like now on their side because they really deserve it, you know. So you get a lot, you're getting a lot of like that being expressed. Which again, I actually like, because again, this goes back to my point about the layers, right? I like that Elden Ring takes advantage of its open world to tell all these little vignettes that kind of flesh out like all the different and realistic perspectives that that you can see kind of like manifest in different cultures, philosophies, professions. It's not opening, buddy. Believe me, there's nothing beyond that gate anymore. Hell if I know. How the hell Morgott managed to do that? Guy lost half his city. Did not even to a siege. Now, the idea with the Dupre perfumers is the opposite, Night Scout. So the idea with the Dupre perfumers is that basically they're all a bunch of Trisha followers. And after the Shattering breaks out and everything that happens, they start going out as traveling perfumers all around, trying to basically find more, you know, materials, perfume, you know, just basically widen the area of their research to beyond the big secret elite circle on the capital, right? That's the idea, is that, you know what, we're at the Shattering and all that stuff, the lands are kind of in chaos and everything like that. Let's just go out and do this. In the course of that, a bunch of them basically start kind of like losing faith and abandoning it and kind of becoming really selfish, you know, asshats. And that's kind of it. That's the lore. And they start creating a bunch more of the like the poison spitters and some of the neurological stuff that's like hard drugs that, you know, like this is what happens. This is what happens when you get them on that opium. But yeah, no, so it's one of those things where the idea was supposed to be helping with Trisha and the whole trying to find a cure for corruption. And it ended up kind of becoming we're just gonna abandon everything entirely. Broke the Hippocratic Oath. To be fair, I don't think perfumers were ever big on the Hippocratic Oath. Yeah, the Prey perfumers are just a weird enemy in general, the way they handle them. God, this dumbass torch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still debating whether or not I want to include this stuff in Radahn or not. I feel like I probably should. I probably should mention this. Yeah, goddamn it, Night Rain. The worst part is that the perfumers aren't even themselves that bad. It's the frickin' pages, man. If they didn't have those goddamn pages. Like, I'm looking forward to getting back into Night Raid. And we're gonna have, like, super boss mode page for one of the added encounters. It's like, hey, here's like 10 high pages. You're surrounded. Good luck. And there's Malay Marais. Probably I would talk about Malay Marais in a Malenia. You know? I feel like that'd probably be the most appropriate place for it. All right, so I think we've looked over a lot of the stuff that I was really kind of interested in double checking, make sure my half diluted brain isn't losing it. I'm really looking forward to having both this Bloodborne stuff and this Elden Ring stuff now, because I have so much Elden Ring. Like, God, it's just crazy how quickly the Elden Ring stuff has been coming out for me. But you know, I'm really looking forward to kind of doing it, because like I got a lot of drafts I can review and stuff and make sure that they're all good or whatever. So if I don't have anything published, if I don't have the Bloodborne one done next month, it's definitely gonna be sorry, this month. It's definitely gonna be next month, and it's gonna have so much other stuff going with it. I'm gonna have a lot of cover for working on Bloodsaints, thankfully, which is supposed to be simple, so that'll be fun. It'll be nice because like I just have to talk about like Adeline, Adela, and what's the name? Amelia. There's too many names starting with A, Miyazaki. Vicar Amelia. Faster slays faster. Got perfumers. Yeah, that's all covered there. Thankfully, Godskins, there's not too much in terms of like you got a Godskin here. You got the stuff with Godric, but we mentioned it in Godric, so I don't need to. You got the ones in the Caelid Tower. You got the one up here. You got the ones over here. You got the ones dead in Mountaintops. You got the ones in Farum Azula. Like, there really aren't that many. And they're all bosses, so that makes things simple. Uh-huh. Oh, about Melina, the Discord? Because I realized the role that sorry, I want to say Dedica, but the localization made it Dedicar, which is retarded, but whatever. I realized the role that Dedicar had in relation to the creation of the Godskins and Melina's Elden Lord. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun analysis, that's for sure. That one though, I feel like is gonna be the one of the most redrafts, just because I feel like. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's all in order, but it's also simultaneously all over the place. So I'm gonna see if I can on a second drafting if I can find like a simpler way to like separate the things out. The problem is just like I can't like I would love if I could just make it separate topics, but I can't. It's too small to be worth doing as separate topics. It's just it won't have anything like cohesive to it, and like when you mix it in there and all that stuff, yeah, it's a mess. And then. Let's go over here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just looking at what we've got on Gelmir. I can't remember if Nardi has a dock on all Gelmir yet. I might want to look at it if she does. If not, I'm getting to the point now where I might want to ask Nardi to finish up on her stuff for Langdell and the sewers to make sure I'm not missing anything there, because we've talked a lot about the stuff in the sewers and all that stuff, and I think I've got it covered. Like, I think I was very thorough with the data there. But again, it's so hard with especially open world stuff in Elden Ring. Like, I think Langdell and the subterranean shunning grounds isn't going to be as much of a problem. I want to believe Capital Outskirts doesn't have too many items out there, but like stuff like on Gelmir in general, I feel like there could be a lot of things that I'm forgetting with that. Anyway, I will all bid you adieu. Arigato. Appreciate you all. Hopefully, I will actually go to sleep at a decent hour. I will wake up at a also decent hour in the morning, preferably close between 6 and 8, you know. And then